over here to the true crime. And I'm going to see who you are. I know White Angel was first. And let me see here. Is this? Yes. So get into the live chat. Very nice that you're all finding your way here. Hi, Rosalita. Rosalita, did you get my messages to you? Thank you very much. Yeah, crazy. So is the life. It's just nuts. I'm so far behind. I'm running so far behind. But do what you can do. Welcome in, White Angel, Gretchen Blue, Deputy Scooter, Chris Ree, Rough and Ready, Kevin Leonard, Little Lady, Rosalita, It's Just Me, Margot K, Heart Made Wise. Let's see. Yes, okay, good. All right, sorry. I was crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, if you haven't, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, right? Okay. But thank you for your understanding. I hope so. All right. So I want to talk about this Mississippi case because, like I said, I saw this Mississippi case before I came on here, and I didn't even get to tell the people in Zoom about it. It was crazy because they say that she wrote like this really endearing post about the husband, and yeah, it was a TikTok post. Okay, so here they are. Okay, I'm going to pull them over here, right over here. Let's get them over here. That couple right there, and that is Jennifer and Brandon Sheffield. Now, this is weird. Am I losing my mind? Didn't we just have another case where it was Sheffield? Wait a second. Just wait a second. I'm not really losing my mind that badly. Did we not just have a case that was Sheffield? That's Mr. Sheffield's. No, that was the nanny, right? Because it was like, I thought it was Spafford. Spafford. That was the other case, Spafford. Okay. Mr. Sheffield is from the nanny. She was working in a beauty shop in Flushing, Queens, right? When somebody tossed her out. Yeah. That's Mr. Sheffield. Okay, that's okay. Now I don't know. My mind is like, if I don't figure that out, I will constantly be thinking about that. So the husband and wife were in the process of getting divorced. Jennifer and Brandon Sheffield. And they were found dead by gunshot wounds in an apparent murder-suicide. They were found when the police went to their house for a welfare check. And it was on Toulon Street in Brandon, Mississippi at about 7:19 a.m. on Saturday, December 28th. Police were called in after family members reported obvious signs of foul play at the house. Brandon, 40 years old, appears to have shot Jennifer, who is 30 years old, before shooting himself. Now, his name is Brandon. They live in Brandon. Brandon Police Department is the police department that was investigating. The pair were believed to be at home, with their daughter at the time of the incident. So now here you have a daughter, right? Now both of her parents gone. Oh my gosh. So they were home with their daughter at the time. No information has been disclosed on the child's well-being at this time. According to her obituary, Jennifer had two daughters named Gracie and Kylie Sheffield. A GoFundMe page is requesting donations in support of the girls with a goal of $15,000. Both pages list Jennifer and Brandon's death dates as December 27th. Then it said the husband and wife had recently decided to separate at the time of the alleged murder-suicide. So here's another picture of them. Now, here Brandon looks very different than that. I don't know which one is more recent. But the tragic incident comes after Jennifer spoke about her incredible ex-husband while discussing their divorce in a TikTok video. And that TikTok video was posted on December 10th, and it said, and I quote, "I'm about to be a newly single mom. I'm in the middle of a divorce." She was driving when she made this clip. "My husband has been incredible, though, really and truly. We're working together. Everything's great. We're splitting everything down the middle." She shared that she and her ex-husband were having a very civil divorce with our daughter in mind. So, I mean, what does that mean? That means that the other daughter isn't his? I don't know. She says, and I still quote, "However, I'm going to be on my own, single income right now, and he'll be helping with her, supporting her, and I'm really thankful for that, and that I'll not have to worry so much about supporting her. However, I will be on a very limited income with buying a new house and paying a mortgage and all that stuff. I've never done this before. I've never been on my own before. So if you have any tips, saving money, making money, because I'm a little scared right now." Jennifer's friend, Faye Lott, said in reaction to her ex-husband's alleged actions, "He's never been a violent person that I was ever aware of. I was with her the day they met, and I've always loved him for how he loved her. So it's definitely hard trying to understand something we will never be able to." Okay, and this is another post. Jennifer was enrolled in the Masters of Medical Sciences. And somebody else just had their Masters in Medical Sciences that we covered, right? At Mississippi College. Okay, wait a second. We did cover this. Yes, see? There was a Spafford and something else. But this was brand new, and there wasn't much information about it, remember? But I remember that she was enrolled, and they didn't have anything about the TikTok video, the Masters of Medical Sciences in Mississippi. I remember that. That I remember, with the hopes of becoming a doctor. Okay, it's making sense now. So now we have more information. We have faces. We have... Yeah. It's making a little sense now. But what was this Spafford one? Spafford was that the guy that had the explosives in Virginia? Let me see. Yep. Okay. See? Spafford was that one. Yep. All right. And I think, so we did talk about, but we didn't know anything about, we just had, I think, like the very preliminary on these two. All right. So let's see what else is going on. If you're following me so much, thank you for, yeah, oh, there's another one I heard about, another case I have to look at. In Utah, apparently they pulled over some guy for a DUI and they found the body of his ex-girlfriend in the back seat of the car. That I'm going to look at. Yes. Okay, let's find that one. Oh my goodness. Where's the... Oh, and there's another good news thing that I want to tell you. And Gabby Petito's family helped search for this missing girl in New York, but she was found, believe it or not, safe after, I believe it was 18 days that she was missing on a boat. I think she was found. Yeah, after 18 days of searching, police have found a 14-year-old New York girl safe, Emery Gervaisi. Okay, let's go over this because this is actually good news for a change here. She was from Patchogue, and let's get a picture first, and then we will, okay. I have to say she looks a lot older than 14 years old in the picture that they put of her. But it's very, every one of them is very like pixelated. It's not clear. But she looks to me older than 14. But there's another picture of her over here where she looks more like her age. But it's very short, very small. Okay, so there we have that one. And let's go to the real deal, is what the story is here on this little girl. So after nearly 1 month of uncertainty, a 14-year-old Patchogue teen was located safe in Islip on Friday, bringing relief to her family. She was found on a boat in a canal outside of White Cap Fish Market in Islip. See, she was missing since December 9th, and according to Suffolk County Police, Gervaisi was found in good health, and she was in police custody as of Friday. Multiple sources confirmed that Gervaisi was found aboard a boat just off of Main Street near the White Cap Fish Market. Police established a command post near a large boat named the Phoenix. The area was cordoned off with crime scene tape, and investigators were searching for more clues. Everybody was worried, and we were monitoring the news. Let's see. We're just glad she's found. The search for her had gained momentum over the past few weeks, particularly after social media posts spread awareness of her disappearance. With details about Gervaisi's condition remaining scarce, her father, Frank Gervaisi, expressed immense relief in a social media post. He claimed in a post that he was the one who initially found his daughter. At this time, police have not confirmed whether Emery Gervaisi was being held against her will or who, if anyone, she may have been with at the time she was missing. Authorities have not announced any arrest related to the case, but she has been found. Okay, so that's good. And let me see what that, that was some Christmas music still playing. Oh, Nora Woods, hi. Hello, Carolyn, and hi, Nora. Thank you for being a member for 55 months, Nora. Thank you. Okay. Scooter, we've been together for a long time. What about me, Nora? No. Scooter gets all the recognition. All right, so let's go to that other one that I was telling you about in Utah, where she was found dead in the back of the boyfriend's car during a DUI stop. This is Now, she's supposed to be 30. She looks like a baby to me. Okay. Police found the body of 30-year-old Summer Tatiana Roney in the back seat of convicted felon Jacob Holt Johnson's car at a convenience store in Bluffdale, Utah. Cops say the 40-year-old suspect had transported her body from his home in Harriman to the 7-Eleven, and the Bluffdale police made the traffic stop after Saratoga Springs police contacted Harriman police about their DUI investigation. Johnson was previously arrested for a DUI in 2022, and court documents from that arrest say he has convictions for aggravated robbery, possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, DUI, possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute, unlawful acquisition of a credit card, felony theft, and burglary. Johnson was arrested for the homicide investigation what?
Nothing 9/11.
No. Her family released a statement on Wednesday saying that they were heartbroken. And they said this was their statement. Summer was a vibrant, kind, and loving soul who touched the lives of everyone she met. She was deeply loved by her friends, family, and coworkers who will always remember her infectious personality and the joy she brought into their lives. This senseless act has left an unfillable void in our hearts. We ask for privacy during this difficult time as we grieve and remember the incredible person Summer is. Roney's sister, Michelle Tishner, said that she last saw her sister on Christmas Day and that she missed her work shift on Monday afternoon. Okay. Police found the body shortly after midnight on Tuesday morning. Arresting documents say Roney had significant injuries and trauma that was consistent with a homicide. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. We have Ruffles and Reddy. Okay. Debbie to Scooter, a member for 59 months. We sure have been here at the Ramblings quite a spell now, Nora. We have, thank you for being here for quite a spell, 59 months, Debbie to Scooter, check. Rough and Ready Ruffles, member for 41 months, Sergeant Rambler. Mary Ann, thank you, Rough and Ready. You are a member for 47 months. Thank you for being a member, Mary Ann. Heart Made Wise, thank you for being a member for 54 months. Detective Rambler, thank you. Wow, that's special. Special. And there's Rough, Marianne, and Hart. Woohoo, lots of loyal Ramblers, right, Nora? Lots of them. Very thankful for the loyal Ramblers. Okay, so let's go to the next thing. So that was an incredible story, right? And you know, both of those cases, the murder-suicide in Mississippi and the woman that was found in the back of the estranged boyfriend's car, the women were both 30 years old and the men were both 40 years old. So that's just, you know, I mean, it's weird, right? It's a little bit weird, but I don't know. Now, okay. This is like, where has this happened? I don't. That is just too horrific. I don't even want to. Not really. see what else we have here. Okay, this is weird. A couple of times we had those kids who killed the father. Remember, and we haven't had updates on that. But here's an 81-year-old man who let's see, what did he do here? Oh, okay, the victim fell on the knife. Okay, let's see what happened here. Let's get something else up here. Alright, let's just go back to the that was Debbie's comment there. Alright, so what I have here is a father was arrested for allegedly stabbing his son with a kitchen knife, and the weapon was found behind an ice cooler outside of the Las Vegas apartment. On December 22nd at around 1 p.m., Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department responded to an unresponsive man with an apparent stab wound near his chest near Pebble Road in Maryland Parkway. Medical personnel attempted life-saving measures, but Nelson Garcia Leon was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say when they arrived, they discovered a 15-inch kitchen knife with visible blood outside of the apartment. Around 4 p.m., the police reported detectives conducted an audio interview with Garcia Leon's girlfriend, and she stated she had been dating Garcia Leon for 1 month, but knew him and his father, Juan Garcia Hernandez, 81, for a longer period. The girlfriend recounted that before the boyfriend's passing, she had briefly gone to the store and returned home to start cooking, and afterwards she took a shower and was in her room getting dressed, listening to music. She did not hear anything unusual. When she came out of her room, she saw her boyfriend standing near the kitchen and acting strangely. She then noticed he appeared to have blood coming from his chest. Rushing towards him to provide aid, she asked about the knife on the ground. Police say he reportedly told her that he had fallen on the knife and injured himself. The girlfriend said she tried calling 911 4 times, but accidentally dialed an extra number each time. She eventually called a friend to contact 911. That's weird. Sorry, that's weird. She dialed, I could understand being freaked out, but she was able to then dial the friend to call 911. Okay, maybe, who knows, I don't know. She also told police that Garcia, see, they're using these names interchangeably, so it sounds like she said she also told police that her boyfriend was doing nothing to help and was instructed to get help, prompting him to leave the apartment. But that's got to be the father. It's just very poorly written. When police interviewed, the father, he claimed that the son had been drinking, leading to an argument. Documents say he told his son to stop drinking due to recent brain and liver surgeries, and that doctors had advised against alcohol. Police said, according to the father, he called for help when the son collapsed. He claimed that he and his girlfriend moved into the son's bedroom, and the father said he left the apartment to seek help and went to the office multiple times, but it was closed. He then found a neighbor, which he brought to the apartment, where they called the police after seeing the son. Police said, when questioned about the injury to his nose and the blood on it, the father claimed he had hit a tree branch days earlier. However, police noted inconsistencies in the account, including where the son collapsed. When asked if he had accidentally stabbed the son, the father denied it. Police say the neighbor who called 911 explained that the father said his son fell on the knife and was bleeding, but that the father did not seem stressed out at all. Police determined that there was reasonable evidence to believe the father had used a knife to harm his son. Police say the blood-stained knife was found outside the apartment and it was quickly hidden behind an ice cooler, is what it appeared to be. Police records showed that the father had been arrested on May 18th for assault with a deadly weapon and domestic violence. During that incident, multiple videos captured him threatening and chasing people with a kitchen knife. He was arrested and charged with open murder and the use of a deadly weapon, according to the court records. Okay, wow. Crazy. Craziness. Right before Christmas, too. Okay, let's see what else we have. Whew. Okay, here we have something. Look at this. That is a fireworks explosion in Honolulu, Hawaii, that has killed 3 people and injured at least 20. A view of the home where New Year's Eve fireworks explosion killed and injured people. Killed 3, injured at least 20. Emergency crews arrived to a chaotic and gruesome scene in Honolulu neighborhood after a large New Year's fireworks tipped over. After a large New Year's firework tipped over after being lit and ignited a fiery shrapnel-studded blast that killed 3 people and injured more than 20 others, several of them critically. You know, you don't think, I mean, yeah, you know that, but like people, that just doesn't, right? A lot of people drinking on New Year's and fireworks is not a good mix. 2 women died at the scene and a 3rd woman died at a hospital. Authorities said Wednesday, as they implored people to abandon their New Year's tradition of setting off fireworks across the city, officials promised tougher penalties for illegal fireworks. The Hawaii governor, Josh Green, graphically described the deaths in a news conference to emphasize the potential danger of fireworks. We're talking about the worst possible war zone injuries that took their lives. Some of the more than 20 people taken to hospitals with severe burns and shrapnel wounds included children. They have not publicly identified any victims, including those that were killed. Police were investigating whether charges for the person who lit the firework near midnight were warranted. And that's according to Honolulu Police Chief Arthur Logan. The blast happened at a 3-story home with a bottom-level carport. Piles of debris, including bundles of blackened firework mortars, could be seen in front of the house in Wednesday's daylight. The explosion broke windows across the street. It happened when a lit bundle of aerial mortar-style fireworks, called a cake, tipped over or fell off a table and fired sideways into crates containing additional fireworks, which then exploded. The cake's rounds could be separated, but had been lit as a bundle of 50, part of what officials say was tens of thousands of dollars worth of fireworks at the home. Wow. Ambulance crews arrived but had to triage, separate and treat victims with the worst injuries first, several houses away because of parked cars and crowds on the streets. Honolulu Emergency Services Director Dr. Jim Ireland said some people nearby continued setting off fireworks even as blast victims were being taken to hospitals. The neighborhood is near Honolulu's International Airport and a joint U.S. Air Force and Naval base, and a little more than 2 miles east of the USS Arizona Memorial, which honors sailors who died in the attack on Pearl Harbor that drew the U.S. into World War II. I've been in EMS over 30 years, and this is probably one of the worst calls I've ever been on as far as the immense tragedy and the amount of patients and the severity of the injuries. Ireland said in an earlier news conference a 4th person was killed in a different fireworks explosion somewhere else on Oahu. Officials say at least 4 other serious injuries occurred in unrelated fireworks accidents overnight. Social media posts overnight showed that fireworks were being set off across wide areas of Honolulu. Even though sparklers, fountains, and aerial fireworks are illegal and a permit is required to set off firecrackers, we're angry, frustrated, and deeply saddened at this unnecessary loss of life and suffering. It's a tragic way to start the new year, said the mayor, Rick Blangiardi. No one should have to endure such pain due to reckless and illegal activity. Green said he was looking into whether new penalties, including a felony charge for possessing large fireworks, are needed to curtail fireworks in Hawaii. Crazy, okay. All right, let's look over here. Let's see what happened. Wow, this is incredible. Look at it. Yeah. It's nuts. And look, they had a barbecue here, and it's probably a propane tank that could have even been. Oh my gosh. Crazy. What is this about? Indie filmmaker Jeff Bayana. Hold on a minute. Aubrey Plaza's husband found dead at their Los Angeles home. Does anybody know about this? Writer-director Jeff Bayana, whose darkly comedic independent films include The Little Hours, and who is married to his frequent creative collaborator Aubrey Plaza, has died. He was 47 years old. Bayana was found dead Friday morning at the Los Angeles home, according to Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office. The circumstances of his death remained unclear Saturday, and the office said it was investigating a full report would not be available until the case is closed. Bayana co-wrote David O. Russell's 2004 film I Heart Huckabees, and he wrote and directed 5 of his own films, 4 of which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. He had been dating Plaza for 3 years before she starred in his 2014 directorial debut, the zombie comedy Life After Beth. His next film, 2016's Joshi, featured Thomas Middleditch as a man who gets together with friends months after his fiancée commits suicide. The son of an attorney and a teacher, Bayana grew up in Miami and attended film school at New York University. He told podcaster Mark Maron in a 2017 interview that his interest in cinema was sparked after watching Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange and Federico Fellini's 8.5 as a child. I was always drawn to left-of-center things, he said to Jim Alexander 2 years ago in an interview for the Real Talker YouTube channel. Bayana said in the same interview that it was amazing to work with Plaza, who appeared in 4 of his 5 films. The 40-year-old actor and producer rose to fame playing April Ludgate on the television series Parks and Recreation and was nominated for an Emmy for her role on The White Lotus. The couple married in 2021. Okay, so wait, we watched The White Lotus. Isn't that the one we watched? Yeah, which one was she? I wonder which one she was in. The opportunities to create together, to do something creative, we are so lucky where we're both fulfilled. It's like, how rare is that? She's down and she's so talented, so I'm really lucky, Bayana said. A representative for Plaza said that in addition to Plaza, Bayana is survived by his mother, Barbara Stern, his stepfather, Roger Stern, his father, Scott Bayana, his stepmother, Michelle Bayana, his brother Brad Bayana, and step-siblings Bianca Gabe and Jed Fluxman. Oh, these people in Ohio, right? This is that case that has gone on for years, right? They were finally sentenced. Let's see here. The Wagner, yeah, they were sentenced. Let me get a picture up here. I saw that. Remember we had that guy that was really into that case, and we had covered it a long time ago, but okay, Jake Wagner, right here. Let's try to get a graphic. This is the victim's impact statement right here. You remember how horrible this case was. This is Andrea Shoemaker, the mother of Hannah Gilly, who was 20 years old when she was killed in April of 2016, gives a victim's impact statement. During the sentencing of Jake Wagner, his mom, Angela Wagner, and grandmother, Rita Newcomb, on Friday. So the mother and grandmother all sentenced. She held up 5 fingers, one for each time her daughter was shot in the head. Okay, and this is 32-year-old Jake Wagner there, throwing out an earlier agreement that would have imprisoned Edward Jake Wagner for the rest of his life without parole. The judge in the 2016 Pike County Massacre case on Friday sentenced him to life in prison with a chance of parole after 32 years. In a stunning reversal that set off tears in a packed Pike County Common Pleas courtroom, the visiting judge, Jonathan Hain, said he could not give Wagner the same sentence as his brother, who was convicted in a lengthy 2022 trial and sentenced to life without parole. Wagner, 32, had earlier agreed to serve 8 consecutive life sentences without the chance of parole, along with up to 160 more years on other charges. Wagner admitted his guilt and provided key evidence to the prosecution, Hines said, and therefore he deserved less time than his older brother, George Wagner IV. Okay, he had earlier agreed to serve 8 consecutive life sentences without the chance of parole. But they gave him... So 32 years out, you get your chance, Hines said, because you cooperated, because you did something to acknowledge the responsibility of the crime. That's not a deal. That's as close as I can come to solving the problem that was handed to me by these ancient plea agreements. The surprise sentence followed a sermon-like statement from Wagner, directed to members of the Roden family, in which he spoke about his faith and how it shaped his decision to admit his central role in the crime. Forgiveness is a powerful thing, he said. He told the members of the Roden family that Jesus has a cost, ending a nearly 10-minute address with, "I do pray for you all." When arrested with the rest of his family, Jake Wagner entered a plea of not guilty. He admitted his guilt on the 5th anniversary of the Pike County homicides, admitting to shooting and killing Dana Manley Roden, her children Frankie, Hannah, and Chris Roden, and Frankie's future wife, Hannah Hazel Gilly. Wagner's father, who will soon face trial in the case, has been implicated in the remaining deaths, those of brothers Chris and Kenneth Roden and their cousin Gary Roden. Before sentencing, Jake Wagner, Hines sentenced his mother, Angela Wagner, to 30 years without parole for her participation in the crimes. With credit for 2,244 days already served, she earlier admitted to helping prepare for and cover up the crimes. While Hines stuck to an earlier agreed-on sentence for Angela Wagner, he also admonished her for not intervening to stop the killings. She stayed in the family home when her husband and sons left to kill the rodents. Witnesses said in her older son's 2022 trial, "You were the only one who could have shut it down," he told her. Hine also sentenced Angela Wagner's mother, Rita Newcomb, on a misdemeanor charge in the case. She earlier admitted to assisting in creating false custody documents for Angela Wagner's 2 grandchildren. She received a 90-day sentence with credit for 7 days served and the rest suspended. 5 years of probation and a $750 fine, subject to her ability to pay. You are the spawn of Satan. The mother of the Pike County Massacre addresses Wagner family at sentencing. Hannah Gilley's mother had forceful words for the Wagner family during a sentencing hearing on January 3rd. And let's see. So, in case the Pike County Massacre has been in the news since 8 residents of southern Ohio were found shot to death in their homes on April 22nd of 2016. 7 members of the Roden family, along with 1 future family member, were killed in the dark of night, the first 2 just before 11 p.m. and the final one shortly before 4 a.m. Those are all the So, 4 members of the Wagner family were indicted for the crimes 2.5 years later. All entered not guilty pleas, with 2 later admitting their roles and 1 found guilty in a jury trial. The final Wagner, the 53-year-old George Billy Wagner III, is now scheduled for trial in January. As Pike County sees the 9th anniversary of one of Ohio's largest and most gruesome murder cases. This is the timeline of everything. So here is Pike County victims: Chris Roden Sr. and Dana Manley Roden were former husband and wife. Frankie, Hannah, and Chris Roden Jr. were their children. Okay, so Chris and Dana, these 2 were former husband and wife. And then Frankie, Hannah, Hannah, and Chris were their children. And then this is the girl whose mother was giving that victim's, Hannah Gilley. She was Frankie's future wife. So his sister was also Hannah, but spelled it like that. She was going to get married to him, and I believe she was the one that had a very little baby there, right? Isn't that right? That she was nursing that baby or something in the bed? Or did that baby survive? Was the baby killed too? I'm trying to remember. Was Frankie Roden's future wife. And then Kenneth Roden was the brother to Chris Sr. As the day began, 6 Rodens and 1 future Roden were found dead in 3 different rural Ohio homes, 2 with addresses in Pike County and 1 with Scioto County. By afternoon, the 8th victim was discovered in a 4th location. The first victims, Christopher Roden and his cousin, Gary Roden. Yeah, this is the cousin, right? These are cousins. Were awake when they were shot just near the front door of Chris Roden's trailer home on Union Hill. Then Chris Roden's older son, Frankie, was shot in his sleep at the trailer home next door, along with his fiancée, Hannah Hazel Gilly, sleeping beside him. I remember somebody had a baby. Half a mile away, Dana Manley, that's Chris's former wife, Roden, was the next victim, shot to death while she was scrolling through Facebook in bed in her trailer home. Her daughter, Hannah Mae Roden, was shot in a room across the hall, and her son, Chris Roden, in another room. At the final scene, Kenneth Roden, the brother to Chris, was shot in his camper home on Left Fork Road. But I remember somebody had a baby. 3 children were rescued from the crime scenes uninjured. Oh, yes, okay. Dana Roden's sister, Bobby Jo Manley, was the first to discover the homicides when she arrived at Chris Roden's home to feed his animals. And these guys all attended the funeral. The ones that killed them attended the funeral. George Billy Wagner III is in the center. Sons George Wagner, center back, and Edward Jake Wagner, right, attend the funeral of Gary Roden. And this is the one that's going on trial now, right? And then we have, this should be, wow, that's something, isn't it? But there was a baby, too, found, right? I remember one of them was nursing a baby or something, and they killed her. Hamilton County's coroner's office reported the victims were shot between 1 and 9 times each. The office that completed the autopsies released them to the Roden and Gilly families. The family mourned their losses at funerals and vigils. Chris and Dana Roden were buried along with their children. Kenneth Roden was buried in Piketon, Ohio. Hannah Gilly was buried in Otway, Ohio. Gary Roden was buried in South Shore, Kentucky. Let's see, events. In April of 2017, DeWine and Charles Reeder, then Pike County Sheriff, told the media they had made significant progress in the case but reported nothing major. On the 1-year anniversary of the homicides, no arrests and no confirmed motives. The Roden and Gilly families marked the day with a memorial. That May, authorities descended on a 71-acre farm property in Adams County just vacated by the Wagner family. They also searched trailers and trucks where the Wagners had stored the contents of their home. The Wagners relocated to remote Kenai, Alaska for a year. Jake Wagner, who would later admit to shooting 5 of the 8 victims, that's the one that was just sentenced, said the family wanted to escape scrutiny. Really, the point to moving up here was to basically get into a better environment so they wouldn't talk about us. Sophia is getting older, so she wouldn't hear it, said Jake Wagner in July of 2017, and then it followed us here. Sophia, 2.5 years old in April of 2016, inspired the shootings, state prosecutor argued in court. The Wagners plotted the Roden killings, saying they believed the daughter of Jake Wagner and Hannah Roden was being molested when in the care of the Rodens. Oh yeah, it was Hannah, the sister, that had the baby, I guess, right? On the 2nd anniversary, investigators put together a case. In November of 2018, authorities arrested the 4. This is a very difficult case to follow. You have to have like a whiteboard. arrested the four in 3 different locations. Billy Wagner, wife Angela, sons Jake and George were each indicted on the same 22 charges, 8 for aggravated murder and 14 for such offenses as conspiracy, burglary, and tampering with evidence. Jake Wagner faced 1 additional charge for unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, since Hannah Rodin was underage when she became pregnant with Sophia. The mother of Billy and Angela Wagner was concurrently charged with obstructing justice and perjury. The next year, charges against Frederica Wagner were dropped, with charges against Rita Newcomb reduced to a misdemeanor. On the 5th anniversary of the massacre, in a stunning reversal, Jake Wagner admitted he shot and killed Dana Rodin and her children, Frankie, Hannah, and Chris Jr., along with Hannah Gilley. Months later, Angela Wagner followed suit, admitting to lesser roles in the crimes. As part of their plea deals, the state of Ohio agreed to drop the death penalty as punishment for them, along with Billy and George Wagner. Jake and Angela Wagner also agreed to testify in the trials of George and Billy Wagner as part of the deal. In April of 2022, at the start of a 13-week trial in Pike County, lawyers for George Wagner said he was home on the night of the killings and only learned about them the next day. Jake and Angela Wagner, as star witnesses among the 60 called to testify, contradicted that version of the night's events, and Jake said his brother joined him and his father at the crime scenes but failed to fire his weapon as planned. Angela Wagner said her husband and sons left their home together that night and returned early the next day. A Pike County jury found George Wagner guilty on all 22 counts against him after 8 hours of deliberation, adhering to Ohio law on complicity to murder. Then Judge Randy Deering sentenced Wagner to 8 consecutive life sentences on aggravated murder charges and another 121 years for the other counts. Noting Wagner's lack of remorse during a 3-month trial that ended on November 30th, Deering said his sentences would protect the public from future crime and punish the defendant. The verdict brought the Rodin family some measure of peace. Tony Rodin said outside the courthouse, "After, I would like to thank the citizens of Ohio for bearing this burden that should never happen to this family." Okay, and then the 23, Billy Wagner, sitting in the Butler County Jail since 2018, returned to the Pike County courthouse for hearings in the case in January, March, and June. In November, his lawyers lost their motion to move the trial to another county. In May, George Wagner was moved from an Ohio prison to one in Rhode Island for undisclosed reasons, and he is appealing his conviction. In September, Tony Rodin dismissed a related wrongful death suit against the Wagners filed on behalf of his brother, Chris Rodin Sr., and his children, Frankie, Hannah, and Chris Rodin Jr. He withdrew the case because of tight deadlines imposed by the judge in the case and planned to refile it. On March 7th, Billy Wagner returned to Pike County Courthouse for his 15th hearing in Pike County, and at the hearing, Wagner's attorney said they needed more time to prepare for trial. Coming in 2025, Billy Wagner's trial has been set to begin 9 a.m. January 6th in the same Waverly, Ohio courtroom where George Wagner was convicted in 2022. So he's due to be Monday. And, you know, it's crazy. It's a horrible case. And hold on a minute. I've got to get one thing. Just wait 1 second. I've got to get a drink here. I just, I also had to just take 2 zinc vitamins that Yuki sent me. And that I've continued to take because okay, so now let me see if anybody is even still listening to me. Oh, you are. Let's see, the mother was rough and she unleashed. Nora, I've lived in that rabbit hole for a long time. What happened? Can't trust anyone, not even family, Nora says. His testimony wasn't heard in court, but I heard the transcript, and he is dumber than a rock, Ruff said. 4 different places. Gretchen says probably had threats on his life. Nora says, I heard about that case but didn't follow it. Now I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. Yeah, we went down the rabbit hole once before. Hi, Valerie Ventura. How are you? It sounded like the daughter didn't want to be with the Wagner guy anymore. They stalked her, Hannah. They had cameras in the woods pointing to her house. It was crazy. Yeah, I remember there was this guy, Eric. He came in here and he lived either there, I forget. Does anybody remember that? And he was like really into that case, and then we started following it. But then like, there's so much stuff, right? You've like just that stuff about Natalia Grace. I forgot some of this stuff. It's just so much stuff. They did not have the death penalty. Video said the mother cursed them out in court and banished them to hell. Oh, you're talking about in the victim's impact statement. Yeah. Some very scary, yeah, shite, right? UHP? I hear ya. You watched the court case. But his testimony and his mom's testimony wasn't heard in court. And Valerie said, so after the murders, did the Wagner's guys' dirty secret come out? That they were doing things to her as a child. I don't know. The Summer Wells rabbit hole ruined me for a while. Oh, yeah, but Nora, that was... Carolyn, for the love of all that's holy, please read Kevin's comment, please. Okay, I'm trying. Kevin says, hear me. Check South Dakota. Oh, I heard something about South Dakota. I heard something about it. Hold on. Wasn't that like a, some kind of a murder or something? I heard something about South Dakota. I can't remember what it was. Kevin, you got to give me more than South Dakota. Tell me what it was. Oh my gosh, Carolyn. Which one? She says, Carolyn, well, rabbit hole, go-to girl. The, well, rabbit hole, go-to girl. Decapitated body in apartment. Oh, okay, hold on. Because I heard somebody, and I think I saw something. I heard you say something. All right. Okay, I found it. Okay. Let's take a look. Craig Allen Nichols Jr. was arrested. Wow, he looks like he's under the influence of something. Okay. What rabbit hole did I say I was going to go in? Oh, that other one. So it says, the South Dakota authorities say this man is facing a murder charge after a decapitated body was found in an apartment. The court documents, authorities said the investigation started on Thursday when the Yankton police were called to an apartment for reports of a deceased person. When they arrived there, they found 3 women inside who told them that they were there to check on their friend, but they found her decapitated. Officers with one of the women also told them their friend had sent a message the day before about her boyfriend threatening her with a weapon. The women's friends say they came to the apartment because they had not heard from her since the messages. Craig Allen Nichols Jr., guess how old that guy is? I want you guys to guess how old that guy is right there. Type in a number. How old do you think that guy is? Let me look back at the chat. Tell me who that is. Tell me how old you think this guy is. Little lady says 38. Kevin Leonard, 28. Get out of here. How old do you think that guy is? He looks 48. 60, 37, 43, 34, 27. Really, Gretchen? You think that guy looks 27 years old? Look at, really? My guess would be 48. He's 32. My guess would be 48 years old. That's crazy. Hold on a minute, because I need a couple of soda crackers, so I'm so sorry, I need them. I have to have them. Because I took vitamins. I'm very sorry. Okay. Let's see, so he was identified as the woman's boyfriend, and police say video footage showed him at the apartment Wednesday night along with 2 other men. Police interviewed those men who said they went to the apartment that night to use narcotics with Nichols. The men also told police that the woman was alive when they left. According to police, video footage from outside of the apartment showed Nichols going in and out multiple times during the overnight hours until he eventually left with 2 trash bags. Authorities confirmed finding the woman's body in the apartment along with a trash bag that contained her head. Police said the bag's color matched one of the trash bags Nichols was seen leaving the apartment with. Nichols refused to speak to the officers, but authorities say he was taken into custody and is facing charges that include murder and manslaughter, and he's currently being held at the Yankton County Jail on $500,000 bond. On Thursday, South Dakota Attorney General identified the woman killed as 41-year-old Heather Ann Baden. Yankton police said the investigation is ongoing. Now, look at this. A freak accident in a parking lot. A woman dies in a Longhorn Steakhouse parking lot in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Is this crazy? Freak accident, it says. What do you think happened? I'm thinking, and I haven't even looked at it. I'm wondering if she was standing somewhere and a car backed into her and she got pinned between the cars. And I don't know that, but I've heard about freak accidents like that. Okay, so let's see what happened. A woman who was critically injured during a freak accident in a parking lot of a Tennessee steakhouse has died. Police report that the woman who was injured in the parking lot of a Longhorn Steakhouse on December 23rd, oh my gosh, the day before Christmas Eve, died on December 28th at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. She's been identified as 61-year-old Kathy Pendergrass of Warrenton, Virginia. Police say a woman in a Honda CR-V, which was modified for use as a mail carrier vehicle with an accelerator and brake on the passenger side, was backing out of a parking space to allow a man in a wheelchair to get in. He was being helped in by another woman, later identified as Pendergrass. So she was helping someone. The woman that was killed was assisting a man in a wheelchair because he recently suffered a stroke and had no feeling in his left side. As the man was getting in, he accidentally hit the gas pedal. Wait a second. Hold on, guys. This was a mail carrier truck. The woman was helping the man get into her vehicle that was a mail truck, and he accidentally hit the gas pedal. So she already had the car started. It caused the vehicle to reverse spin out of control. How would that happen? Wouldn't it have to be put into gear? That seems extremely dangerous. If him just hitting the gas pedal caused it to reverse and spin. What? Pendergrass was then pinned between the two. Oh, I was right about pinned between the vehicles. I don't know. Police say the SUV continued in reverse and crashed into two more cars. I'm very confused. I am very confused on that. I am very confused. But that's a horrible, tragic accident. Oh, there was a postal worker that was fatally stabbed in New York. This was in New York, right? Because I remember this. Over whose turn it was to order. Yeah, New York City deli.
City of dream.
Believe it or not, a New York City deli. She stabbed a postal worker over whose turn it was to order. Fatally stabbed. Stabbing a postal worker to death in a New York City deli. Right? The woman was 24. She was being held without bail after arraignment for killing letter carrier Ray Hodge, who was 36 years old and was stabbed in the chest, neck, and arms at a New York Harlem deli. Another customer said that Hodge and Cruz argued at the sandwich counter over who was next. She and another person tried to unsuccessfully intervene. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service said Hodge was a letter carrier assigned to Manhattan. Neighbors created a memorial outside his Bronx home. Isn't that crazy? I mean, people are just nuts, right? Over whose turn it is to order. So whose turn is it to order in prison, honey? I mean, it's just crazy. People are lost their minds. You thought you were the only one here? Why? Why did you think that, UHP? There's people all in the chat. Valerie says people are going friggin' nuts. They are. They're going friggin' nuts. No, he wasn't driving. Apparently it was a a male vehicle and had a accelerator and brake on the passenger side as well. I don't know. It's just horrible. Because now that guy lost his caregiver too. It's probably his wife. And he's going to feel terribly guilty. Oh my goodness. It's terrible. Okay, so let me see something now. We will look at the, I'll look at the weather too, the weather watch for you guys. And see what's going on with the weather. So let's see here. Let me go. Let's see here. Pet food recall, is this a real one? Blue Ridge Beef is recalling 1,350 pounds of its 1 pound bag of kitten mix in response to salmonella contamination. And it was sold in Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New York. And then there's that Jeff Bayana. Okay, so they're talking about, first they had the drones, okay? Now they're talking about a chemical fog. Have you guys heard this? So I guess here's one guy on the TikToks posting footage of himself walking through the fog, claiming that it could be chemical fog. Okay? So let's see what's going on with this, okay? Conspiracy theories, what's going on. New year, new conspiracy theories, right? That's what they're saying. Part of the U.S. has been blanketed by a mysterious fog, which is sparking concerns from local people who claim it has a chemical smell and the exposure can result in flu-like symptoms. A Florida resident said that they felt sick after being outside in the fog for only just 10 minutes. Within an hour, I kept sneezing over and over for about 3 hours and my eyes were real puffy. I got very warm and I felt like I had a fever and my stomach was cramping. Okay, so the occurrences have eerie echoes of Operation Sea Spray, a secret biological warfare experiment conducted by the U.S. Navy back in 1950. At the time, the bacteria was being sprayed over the San Francisco Bay Area to determine how vulnerable a large American city may be to the bioweapon attack. At least 1 American was killed and 10 others were seriously sickened. Where did I hear this when somebody said if they have some I just heard something recently about this. Conspiracy theories have run rampant on social media as people in multiple states have reported a similar phenomenon, which comes after drone sightings in some areas of the country. Footage online shows a flurry of particles floating within the fog, sparking fears that it's no ordinary weather event, but rather some sort of bioweapon. Described as a thick, lingering blanket, the fog has left people sick, many experiencing sudden cold or flu-like symptoms after only a brief exposure. One person on X explained of the so-called chemical fogs dubbed FogVid-24. Some victims have also reported an unexplained loss of energy. People on X have reported strange smells that burn their noses, speculating that the government dumped a bunch of microbes on the country. It tastes and smells like after setting off a lot of fireworks. The sulfur smell, said one TikTok user, and it's freaking me out. Meanwhile, a Kansas resident told the outlet that she saw massive amounts of chemtrails in her area preceding the onset of the fog. Well, look at this, Debbie. This looks something like what Debbie took some pictures like with that thing, right? Kind of coming out of your thing, but this thing has, hold on. It kind of looks like something that you saw. This fog does not look like fog, but you don't see any of the fog, right? Okay. However, let me see here. Meanwhile, a Kansas resident also told the outlet that she saw massive amounts of chemtrails. Right. But they don't say anything. That's it. That's the end of it. That's helpful, isn't it? Okay. Very good. Let's talk about the snowfall that's coming, because you guys are going to get hit, and I was laughing because I saw like the panic in Chris Ree and his family, because they don't usually get, and they're like, oh my gosh, the generator, this and that. You're like, and I'm like, well, how long do you think it's going to be that you're held up in the house? But then I remember, like, when my sister stayed in Virginia just a little bit one year, because her husband was working there extensively. So she's like, oh my gosh, Carolyn, one day of snow, the school is closed for a week. It's like crazy. People lose their minds. Tens of millions of Americans are bracing for a huge winter storm that could bring the heaviest snowfall and the coldest temperatures in over a decade. The storm, started in the middle of the U.S., will move east in the next few days. Parts of the U.S. not accustomed to severe cold, including Mississippi and Florida, are warned to expect treacherous conditions. Forecasters say this extreme weather is being caused by a polar vortex, an area of cold air that circulates around the Arctic. For some, this could be the heaviest snowfall in over a decade. And that's according to the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration's Weather Prediction Center. AccuWeather forecaster Dan DePodwin said this could lead to the coldest January for the U.S. in 2011. Well, I know we've had some frigid Januaries and Februaries, like crazy, below zero wind chills for horrendous. He added the temperatures that are well below historical average could linger for a week. Those low temperatures will be on the East Coast as well when the storm is expected to reach by Sunday evening. In the central U.S., there will be considerable disruptions to daily life as dangerous, impossible driving conditions and widespread closures into Sunday. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. The temperatures, the low temperatures, will be on the East Coast as well, where the storm is expected, I just said that, to reach by Sunday evening. In the central U.S., there will be considerable disruptions and impossible driving conditions. And some parts of Kansas and Indiana could see at least 8 inches of snow. In parts of the Midwest, blizzards are possible. Sleet and freezing rain is forecast in Missouri, Illinois, and parts of Kentucky and West Virginia. Whiteout conditions that make travel extremely hazardous with impassable roads and a high risk of motorists becoming stranded. Can't speak tonight. As the storm moves east, millions more Americans will see record low temperatures. Cities including Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia are preparing for snowy and icy conditions. See, I don't understand what's Philadelphia, and we're not going to get it. I don't believe it, and we're not going to get it. We get everything. Sunday into Monday, snowfall of between 5 to 12 inches could be recorded in parts of Virginia, though there was one time they got something and we didn't, down like in New Jersey. Also on Sunday, portions of the southern U.S., including Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, may see severe thunderstorms. Travel delays are expected. Private meteorologist Ryan, I think that's I got Ryan. It's going to be a mess, a potential disaster. It's something we haven't seen in a while. American, Delta, Southwest, and United Airlines are waiving charges for passengers because of the potential flight disruption, charges for change fees. While the precipitation is expected to end on Monday, low temperatures are expected Tuesday, which could bring their own side effects. These are the 12 states that will get hit by snow, ice, and below zero temperatures Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Let's see what's happening. Winter storm warnings in 12 states: Kentucky, Indiana, Maryland, West Virginia, Kansas, Montana, Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Nebraska. Well, stay safe, people. It's bad. Bad, 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 bad. Georgia map shows counties facing freeze when the polar vortex strikes. Okay. See what you guys are saying. Where are you guys? And what are you saying? Hey video, what's up, brother? We have a chance of a wintry mix, but nothing major, which is a bummer. I want weather. Get out of here, Scooter, really? Wow, it was 72 degrees. Where are you? With big swell waves and hot. Where are you, Valerie Ventura? Are you in Ventura, California? Where are you? The sun was out. Your dog was kicking outside for most of the day, soaking in it. My dogs are like, let it. Where that's it. They don't. Yeah, they're like, that's frosty out there. They go right out. They usually like to run around for a little bit. No. Do your business and come right back in to the warm house. You just have rain, little lady, in the 40s. Rain and the little lady in the 40s. Yes, ma'am. I'm in Ventura. I guess that's why you're Valerie Ventura. No, I did not do the polar day swim. California coast, baby. My dogs were like, get out of here. Let us in. Jimmy's like, I just put them out. I'm like, they're coming in. They don't want any part of them. They normally love to like run around in the snow and do a couple laps around the house. They didn't want any part of it. Came in and they went right back. They got on the couch and then Jimmy was snuggling with them, and they have this big throw blanket that's really, really furry that has this, it's like waterproof backing too, because That's the one I told you I got at Tractor Supply on that sale, and we put it on the one end of the couch and all huddled over there too. Yep. Can't bring advertisement to the channel, so you should do the polar swim. No, no, thank you. I don't like cold. I'm not a cold person. I don't even like going, like the people that go in those hot tubs when it's freezing. And I've done that in resorts. Like there was one pool that you would swim under, and you went outside, and it was cold. And I remember we were out there, and it was like heat. I'm trying to remember which one that was. I think that was Camelback or something like that. But I'm not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that. But let's do the word cookies because it's almost time to end the night. And it's such a cold night. I can't wait to get under. My nice warm Ugg blankie. Or I told you about that Ugg blankie that Jimmy had that he took from his friends. Well, he was hell-bent on, even though he found one that's even warmer. It's like crazy. And he bought it for me for Christmas. And I'm like, well, but now I love it. I absolutely love it. Even though I didn't even know that I wanted it, right? I love it. It's so freaking warm. Okay. The Wiggles, that's what my kids loved. And I was trying to find out that there was this, does anybody remember this kids show where they were like, it was really weird. They had like this huge boom box. And you know what's weird? I can't remember if I was watching that with my son Michael or if it was with Ethan, but I'm pretty sure it was Ethan. Yabba Yabba, no, what, Gabba Gabba, no. Can't remember what the name of it was. We saw something that looked like it in the store. I was like, where's that from? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gabba, yo, Gabba, Gabba. Yeah, that's what it was. Yo, Gabba, Gabba. Okay, thank you. Yo, Gabba, Gabba. That must have been, what year was that, Brenda? What year was Yo, Gabba, Gabba? Nora Wood wants to get it. Nora Wood. Send me an email. Nora. Send me an email. And we may be able to make your day. Has she applied for the psychological portion of the exam, Kevin? Then there'll only be the lab fees, Nora, and the lab testing. And the MRI. Okay, let's see here. Oh, you passed that? Okay. You're always tardy? Like 2012. Okay. So then it was even. It gets all mumbo jumboed. It seems like ages ago, right? Yo gabba gabba. You used to watch it with my okay. And I used to watch Gullah Gullah Island with my Michael. Gullah Gullah Island. I loved Gullah Gullah Island. Your nephew would watch, yeah, Yo Gabba Gabba. That was weird. Those characters were weird, weren't they? They said one looked like something. They were weird. They were weird. Come on, we got to admit it. They were weird. Yeah, Gullah Gullah. You too, it was your fave as a kid? Brianda, it was your fave as a kid? Which one? Gullah Gullah Island? Gullah Gullah Island. Simeon, I remember the kid's name was Simeon. I'd made him watch Kaloo. Oh, really? No, we didn't watch those. We didn't watch those. Oh, you got one, White Angel. So. You loved Gilligan's Island, huh, Nora? What were they called? Which ones, Debbie? Oh, the Wiggles? Yeah, Ethan used to watch that. And I remember when I was in the hospital having Luke and everything, our friends were saying, Alexander's just having Ethan watch the Wiggles all day long. Okay, let's see here. That was easy. That was easy. I did that almost all on my own, except for White Angel was so. You loved after school specials? Yeah, right. And anybody remember the 4 o'clock movie? Remember the 4 o'clock movie and the guy used to be in front of the movie machine? And it used to turn all the way around. Remember that? The 4 o'clock movie? You never heard of the 4 o'clock movie? Are you kidding? Elvira, yeah, Elvira. I've heard of Elvira, but I never really watched her much. But the 4 o'clock movie, yes, are on YouTube, and they're a trip to watch now. Oh yeah, remember that one? Oh my gosh, what was it? No. James at 16. That was it. But then I think that started off as a movie. But yeah, the after school specials. And then there were, and those were like so groundbreaking for their day, right? Like if they were about drugs or something, or, oh my gosh, yeah. But the 4 o'clock movie, yes. Maybe it was only a thing like for people in New York or something, in New Jersey. Tales from the Crypt, yes, I like Tales from the Crypt. And you know what it was? My daughter she was a baby, right? So I used to say, it was not really scary, like to a baby, except for that Crypt Keeper that came on. So one time she was there, she saw that, and I said, oh my gosh, I don't want to be scared. She goes, my daughter is very precocious, extremely precocious child. Oh my gosh. She could read at 3 years old. She was just complete definition of precocious. She goes, what is that? She was like 2 years old, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I go, it's a monkey, HBO monkey. And so she called it the HBO monkey, and she knew, because she was reading, she knew HBO. She would read the FBI warnings that came on all, the VHS tapes and stuff. So there was this place, and I would tell my sister, because we would be going somewhere like with the kids, I'd say, every time we get to this place, Alexander says, oh look, it's the HBO monkey. I said, and she always says, it's the HBO monkey, every time we get to that place. And so one day my sister was in the car, and she goes, oh my gosh, it's because when we passed that place, there was a motel up on the hill. And they had a sign outside, and one of the signs was like, you'll get HBO with your room. And so they had the HBO. So when she saw HBO, she automatically always said, HBO monkey. Now we always laugh at it, like, remember HBO monkey? But she was never scared of that. See, so, and the things themselves, they were just like, like Twilight Zones or stuff. Kids are not going to be scared by that. It wasn't like scary monsters jumping out, right? So she should say HBO monkey. Let's see. UHP says, Carolyn, thank you for doing all this. It matters. You matter. Sometimes I can't sleep. I keep remembering stuff I want to forget. I suffer from what they call night terrors. I'm up now 20 hours. Oh my gosh, UHP. I'm sorry to hear that. If you ever want to come into a Slack, because a Zoom, I mean, there's usually a Zoom set up for people, UHP, and if you ever get to that point and you just want to talk to people, there's people all around the world that I keep the Zooms open 24/7 behind the scenes usually. So if you're lonely, a lot of people, we have some people that are alone, or sometimes they're just alone, and it's, believe it or not, they go on there and they can sleep. It's like a security system. Truthfully, it is, because someone can be on Zoom. Like if I'm on Zoom and I'm out shopping, so some of the things we do on Zoom, then I say, like, I already prepared. Like if somebody thinks, oh, I'm just gonna grab this lady when she's going to the car, I'd be like, oh yeah, and you got to get your whole diet, your everything inside your, yeah, MFer, everybody just saw you. You're live on a freaking Zoom, and everybody knows where I am. So smile big for the camera, buddy. Right? So we say stuff like that because there's people there that can watch you, and there's people that are scared, or they're like, oh, my husband's out of town, or I'm alone, and people that are alone for the holidays, and they don't have to be. They can go in there and they can talk and do all kinds of stuff. Me too, Carolyn. I'm going through some stuff. Would like to be part of the Zoom, but I cannot seem to get a membership to be. What is going on? No, it's not, White Angel. How come you can't get your membership? I don't understand what's going on. It's not. We have nothing, like, we can't control the memberships. Like, you see, like, when somebody comes in here and gifts them, do you have your gift button on, White Angel? Because if you have your gift button on, you possibly could be gifted one. I don't understand why you can't get the membership. What happens? She's on an iPhone, but a lot of people, who here is on an iPhone and has a membership? Raise your hand. Put a number 10 if you're on an iPhone and you have a membership. She needs a laptop to join. No, I don't think so. Who has an iPhone that has a membership? Okay, Murder of Crows has a membership with an iPhone. Anybody else? Manager of Three Monsters. Hi, Manager of Three Monsters. How are you? Good to see you. There's my other moderator. That's what I was thinking. Hi, Manager of Three Monsters. Thank you for everything you do. You don't need a laptop, Murder of Crows says. Hey, Ventura. Thank you for becoming a Deputy Rambler. Yay! Ventura's a Deputy Rambler. Are you on an iPhone? iPhone use has issues for them. Joined by a laptop. Do you have a laptop or another device, White Angel? You've got your hand up. Valerie Ventura's got an iPhone. Yeah, baby. Okay. Welcome to the Ramblers. Even when I switch accounts and say I want it for this White Angel account, it won't allow it. It just keeps reverting back to the other account and won't let me buy for this White Angel account. How many White Angel accounts do you have? I don't know. Heart Made Wise says, White Angel, did you see my suggestion to try a different device earlier? It's just me. Said, I have an iPhone. I need a laptop or a computer to join. Really? Why? Nora says, not to be a downer, but I love seeing Deborah Van Couverden's name. That's not being a downer. We love Deborah Van Couverden. Deborah Van Couverden will always be remembered fondly here. We love her very much, and she was always, this channel was a huge, huge part of her life. Huge. That's what her son told me. And she was here all the time, right? You know it. She was here. If she wasn't sleeping, I mean, she was here all the freaking time. She was a great, great woman. She's fondly remembered here. We miss her very much. You're an Android girl. I will have to try the laptop. Yeah, try the laptop. That should work. Same, Nora. Video, real. I have two. You have two? Oh, okay, so just do that. It's that time of year. Yes, about 1 year. I know, it's sad. It is about that time of year. That's probably why You know, a lot of us are thinking of her especially now. It's very sad. Very, 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 very sad. But she's with us. Believe me, I know. I've had many signs from Deborah. Let me see here. Look at that, I just solved the puzzle just like that. Alex, I'll take. Bad. Rad. Rob. Road. Board. Board. All aboard. Prayers for Deborah, yeah, absolutely. What do you guys got here? Oh, look at that. Okay, one more. Oh, drab. Drab, drab, very drab. Droll, droll, very droll. What was that cartoon? Look at that, I just got an advancement. I'm now wine. Look at that. And I'm a queen on the scene. Sue. What is this one? What is this? I tried unseen, it didn't work. See me, Carolyn. See me, Carolyn. What? What is it? I will tell Carolyn. What's going on? You'll tell me what? What are you going to tell me? Tell me what you're going to tell me. Oh, UH wants Slack Zoom. UHP. 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 Kevin Leonard, I have to. UH wants to get in Slack and Zoom. Okay, UH, you've got to email me. You've got to email me. What is this last word over here? I tried unsee, it doesn't work. What is this last one? We always have to do the first puzzle of the new round before we can stop. And Sue, that's what I was going to think. I thought of that before. Miss Carolyn, you have my email. Yeah, I know I do. Right? And you just expect me to do to do it. You do it. You do it. Please check out the membership options, Kevin says. Okay. Yeah, membership is a great way to support the channel. All right, let's see now. All right, let me see something. UHPP. Oh boy. Thank you for choosing Bluehost. What did I get here? Thank you for getting Bluehost. Thank you for renewing your domain. Okay, let me see here. UHP. Why so secretive? Please hand this off to Mr. Kevin. I did. I handed this off to Mr. Kevin, and I even watched this with Mr. Kevin, I think. Mr. Kevin Leonard. Oh, shite. Okay. Okay, I sent that to Kevin, but all right. It's not, okay, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something, Mr. UHP. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it a night. If you want. Did you do that? Hold on, I've got to get a soda cracker. Debbie says, touch on the join or see perks tab. What's happening? Movies, different people go shopping. Yeah, we do a lot in the Zooms. Yeah, and unlike those wackos tell you, we're not sitting in there conspiring to take channels down. What a bunch of morons. Okay, so is everybody all... Is someone trying to gift a membership or something? Not sure. We do look at options. Yeah, we do. Kevin Leonard, member for 35 months, Rambler Special Agent. Happy New Year. Thank you, Kevin. Good night, Nora. Carolyn, I'm going to email you for the Zoom stuff. Okay, Nora. You do that, sweetheart. Please do that, Nora. You'll get the laptop tomorrow. You better get that laptop tomorrow, White Angel. Okay? You do that. Send me an email, Nora. You're a special agent. Hi, you are. Okay, let me see now. I have to get, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm going to sneeze, mother. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. There you go. Let me see. Did you email me, Nora? Did you email me, Nora? I might have. Hold on. I might have you in here. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Nora Woods. I see. Hi, Nora. Saying hi, and how are you? Wait a minute. Is this you, Nora? No, that's my other Nora. That's not Nora. Hey, where's my other Nora? Hi, Nora. We have a Nora, and I always forget there's another Nora, but then there's another Nora, but it's not that Nora. It's another Nora. Nora, I don't have one. Nora. All right. Where are you, Nora? Hold on, Nora. You're going to have to send me the email because I'm not sure if that's you or not. So you're going to have to do that. Send it to me. Don't leave. I don't want this to end. I know. Good night, Murder Crows, everybody. Thank you for coming. Bye, everyone. I got to clear the snow from the driveway so I can go show. Okay, Murder of Crows. But you're in the UK, right, Murder of Crows? Alright. Alright, I'll see you guys later. God bless, prayers, goodbye. See you later. What do I have to do? End the stream. God bless. Be good.